Fresno State has celebrated 2 Mountain West championships in 2 seasons in the league. The Bulldogs are picked to be in position to make it 3 titles this season.
Nothing's promised, so the predictions are just the predictions. We got to come in and we got to execute. We got to win the games, you know. So that's just on paper.
For the first time since joining the league, the Bulldogs will take the field without Derek Carr, the 2-time Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year. Brian Burrell, who backed up Carr last season, is competing for the starting job, as is Duke transfer Brandon Cannett, who helped lead the Blue Devils to an ACC championship game berth last fall.
He's really athletic. He rushed for 27 touchdowns last year. He's got a very strong arm, was a very highly recruited guy coming out of Southern California. One of his teammates is on our team. The more I got to know him, I thought, hey, this guy's going to be a fit for us. Whether he starts or not, having him in a program is going to be a plus for our program.
Wide receiver Josh Harper will be the #1 receiving target this season after catching 79 passes for over 1,000 yards a year ago. And with Devontae Adams and Isaiah Burst now playing in the NFL, Harper is expecting to get the opposing defense's best shot.
The other receivers that are playing now, they just have to step up, you know. So they can't just focus on me. One game they might want to focus on a different receiver because he had a breakout game the last game. So I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like we have some young receivers that's going to step up and make some plays.
Josh is just about as talented as Devontae. We thought we had 2 really good ones in both those guys. He was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago, and he didn't play the entire season. You know, the last 3 games he missed. Having him back is huge because he's one of the best in the conference.
Fresno State returns its top running back from 2013, Josh Quezada, who averaged a team-high 62 yards rushing per game last season. But Tim DeRuyter is quick to point out he will have some help in the backfield once again in 2014.
He and Martez, you know, combined rushed for more yards than Robbie Rouse did, who was our sole running back the year before. Both those guys, very experienced. Josh in particular can catch the ball really well out of the backfield, does a great job in our protection, and can get the hard yards and takes care of the football.
Defensively, the Bulldogs returned 8 starters from the 2013 championship team, including a talented group of linebackers led by Adro Ederaine and Carl Mickelson, who led the teams in sacks and tackles respectively.
They get to the quarterback, you know, Donovan Lewis and Edro, you know, he coming off the edge, you know, they do a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback. Kyrie and Carl in the middle, you know, they try to stuff the run, and you know, they can drop and help us in coverage, so they bring a lot to the table in getting to the quarterback.
Derron Smith will anchor a solid secondary for Fresno State this season, entering the season as the FBS active leader in career interceptions with 14. He enters the season named a preseason All-American by many college football experts.
It is flattering. It's nice to see that the hard work is getting recognized, but at the same time, you can't buy into it too much because then that's when you become stagnant and you're not moving forward anymore. You always got to be pushing to get better.
The road to a 3rd straight championship won't be easy for Fresno State. The Bulldogs open up the season at USC, at Utah, and versus Nebraska. The season opener against the Trojans will give Fresno State an opportunity to avenge its final loss of the season from 2013 in the Royal Purple Las Vegas Bowl.
Our guys look at it as a challenge. You know, I think USC is one of the storied programs in college football. Anytime we get an opportunity to play them, our players relish it, our coaching staff relishes it. You know, we draw a lot of our kids from Southern California, so to go to the Coliseum and play, and our kids got a little chip on their shoulder about, hey, maybe I should have been recruited at USC. Well, we certainly didn't prove that last December. We get another opportunity.
A lot of people talk about the schedule that we have and how tough it is. I was talking to Josh just a little bit ago. I'm like, is it really that bad? We see it as a challenge. We're looking forward to it. You know, that's what we want. We don't see it as a negative. We see it as a positive. We want to go out there. We want to play the best teams every week.
For the Mountain West Network, I'm Jesse Kurtz.
Give me my ring!